Hello, welcome back to the Last Shot podcast with me, All Things Wrestling, and returning after a few months away is Stefan. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. You know, it's good to be back.
Yes.
Yep. Who doesn't know me, Shawn Michaels Jr.? You know, actually, that's not me. That's
somebody else. Yeah, but it's been a while.
How you been, man?
I've been very good. How you been doing, man?
I've been doing fine, pretty good, considering that everyone in the world is going through, tough time, and
yeah,
obviously everyone can be better, but I hope things get better soon for everyone.
Me too. But we are here to discuss loads of wrestling things that have happened over the couple of months.
Of course.
Now, the first thing we should talk about is the greatest wrestling match ever. Seriously.
Did you say? I don't know who's smoking what backstage, but
that as the tagline to a 40-something-year-old Randy Orton and a 50-year-old Edge doesn't spell
who was retired for 10 years.
Yeah, it doesn't spell the best wrestling match in the world. Granted, I think it would be a good match, but greatest match ever. First off, the greatest match ever is subjective to start with. And second of all, I don't even think this will be the best match they ever have together. Look at the Mania match. It wasn't exactly amazing.
No, it was too long and too boring.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. The greatest wrestling match ever. I don't know what these guys, Bruce Prichard and Paul Heyman, are doing. It's actually Vince, who's probably saying that stuff. But
I think Paul Heyman just wanted to get the word wrestling on TV. Because, it is a wrestling show after all.
Oh, how can you say that? It's entertainment.
It's a wrestling show, Vince. It's a wrestling show.
No, but I don't know, greatest wrestling match ever. How can you say that? You see a match like Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25, and you're gonna say that some random match at pay-per-view that's called Backlash, basically a Bill Ever pay-per-view, is gonna have the greatest match ever? That's BS.
Oh, absolutely BS. I think Backlash is going to be good. I don't doubt it. I mean, this new Bobby Lashley, which we should talk about in a second, versus Drew McIntyre is going to be one hell of a match.
It's going to be a pretty good match. Maybe a little too late, but we'll see. I think I'll enjoy the match. But I don't think Bobby Lashley should win, obviously.
No, not that match. Definitely not. I mean, granted, this is how Lashley should have come back in the first place. A silent, dominant heel. Why was that hard?
Exactly, but
the guy is jacked. The guy is big. The guy is dominant, and the guy can wrestle. Why the hell was he doing comedy stuff?
Here's my issue. Casual fans probably wouldn't care about this, but I do care. Should we just forget what happened with him and Lana and Rusev and just forget about that like never happened?
Apparently so. Well, Lana's still involved there, so...
Yeah,
and who's Rusev?
Yes.
Who's Rusev? Never heard of him.
We don't know who it is. Nope. That person doesn't exist. Like Chris Jericho, and Dean Ambrose.
Did you see Chris Jericho on that Undertaker documentary?
Yeah, I did. Vince was probably pulling his hair,
Well, it was filmed over several years, so it was filmed from 2014, so I'm not surprised.
That's what I just wanted to say. Actually,
I'm not surprised Jericho and a few other people like that got in it.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, we're gonna see the greatest match of all time at Backlash.
Apparently. I'll be holding my breath on that one. Speaking of good matches, what did you think of Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing? Oh man, it was better, but it was better than WrestleMania.
It was damn good. That Battle Royale, the ladder match was insane. Brian Cage making an amazing debut.
It had that WrestleMania feel.
Yeah.
That big match feel, and just that stadium, if you look at the stadium and then you look at the Performance Center, you're gonna be like, what the hell is NXT? It's a joke compared to Double or Nothing. So it was a goddamn good show, and I love that. I know a lot of people say how Brody Lee is, doesn't deserve to be at the top. I mean, they're like, oh, he's a mid-card guy, but
no, he's not.
That match was pretty goddamn good, And
he was a mid-card guy because that's what WWE made him. Ricochet now is a mid-card guy in WWE. He's not a mid-card guy in reality. He's a freaking main eventer.
He is. Man, that match with Young Bucks, the Elite against Inner Circle was amazing.
The Matt Hardy changing characters for Double or Nothing and Dynamite was amazing.
And in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, how stupid is WWE if Matt Hardy actually brought that idea up to Vince, for Vince to actually decline that idea?
He declined the return of Broken Matt Hardy. You know when he was doing all those segments on Twitter and YouTube about free the delete and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That was all him trying to get the Broken Matt Hardy character back on WWE. It was getting a lot of good reception on YouTube and Twitter, and then Vince just flat out went, no, we're not bringing the character back. I mean, why?
If Vince didn't make something, he's not gonna use that.
No.
Simple as that.
Unfortunately, yes. Which is a shame for people like Rusev, who made Rusev Day a thing, and it was the most over thing, but Vince just killed it dead.
Yeah, well, in this company, apparently, if you get over on your own, you get buried. So, for everyone that's in NXT, maybe you shouldn't be getting over on your own because you're gonna get buried.
Yeah, well...
in NXT, WWE, whatever. Actually, not in NXT, yeah, but
name me
in
any
WWE.
NXT stars after 2017 that have managed to actually do anything.
I can't.
Exactly. The only people that got over were the original people, like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha. That's it.
Yeah.
Not many more. Like the first wave and second wave of call-ups made it. I mean, Drew McIntyre was always going to make it anyway because it's Drew McIntyre.
He will, but I'm dead serious. Like, if you were in WWE, if you're a WWE employee, it's better for you to not get over, because you're gonna get buried if it's not something that Vince wants. It's like playing with toys. He picks up one from the shelf, he uses that one, then he pulls it back on the shelf, he uses someone else. It's sad, but it's true.
Look at Wade Barrett. He got the Bad News Barrett character over, and then they took everything away from it as soon as it got over. They're like, yeah, no, dude, that's not meant to happen. We're going to take your podium away, your gavel, everything. You're just going to be called Bad News Barrett, and you're going to do any other good stuff.
Yeah, and some people may say, "Oh, what the hell are you talking about? Don't be a conspiratist." It's not a conspiracy. There is too much proof that happened.
Wade Barrett even came out and said that. The guy who made the gimmick. It's been backed up by a few people backstage that legit happened. We go off public statements. Yes, we go through some speculation when it comes to minor stuff, but a lot of this stuff is just known.
It's easy to see.
Yeah. He's done it time and time again. Oh, Vince. Vince. Now, shall we discuss NXT?
Oh my god. The show that once has been the best wrestling show on the planet
is a pile of crap, in all honesty.
I don't even know what's happening there, man. I mean, I know, but it's like they don't have any personality. Nobody who's there. Nobody does anything. Like, you know what I mean? It's just wrestling. And
they're all wrestling each other. It's just a constant cycle of, I'm going to face this guy this week, and then I'll face him again in 5 weeks' time.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. I've been watching AEW obviously live, because who the hell wouldn't watch AEW live? And I would be watching highlights of NXT or watching NXT the next day. And let me tell you something, man. I have no clue who's fighting who. And I'm keeping up with it. Because it just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm watching every week, and I still don't know who's fighting who and what's happening.
No.
It's confusing.
It's like... The saddest thing, I see the desperation in NXT. Oh, this week we'll throw Charlotte Flair on there and make a champion. This week we'll throw D-Generation X on. Oh, this week we'll throw a Finn Balor return. They're just trying anything to grab some fans. It is
okay, I'm gonna say something
sad
about that. And you may agree with me, you may not agree with me. It's my personal opinion. Like each and every one of us can have a different opinion. That's fine. Charlotte was never a ratings draw. No matter what anybody said.
No, she was not.
DX was back in the day. Nobody cares to see 50 years old Shawn Michaels in Triple H right now. I'm sorry for some announcement.
People already knew. Most of the actual fans knew that was just a marketing ploy for them to get people to change over the channel.
Yeah, so it can't work. If you want to kind of make ratings better, what you need to do, and that's a very simple thing, bring in someone like Sasha Banks. Not Charlotte, you know.
And probably make your product slightly more entertaining. But I agree with what a lot of people say. NXT is one thing. We're great wrestlers and we're going to have great wrestling matches. And that is what the show is. That's all what the show is. There's no character, there's no variety in NXT. Yes. It's all just, we're good wrestlers, we're going to fight for this.
I don't care if they're good or bad wrestlers. If you're fighting for someone and fans don't know for what they're fighting, that doesn't make any sense, you know?
No, it does not.
So when NXT was announced to go live, 2 hours live on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
That was the end of NXT that we knew.
Yep. They haven't got enough substance or talent to make a live 2-hour show every week work. It was fine when we'll film 6 shows in this point and we're going to have it for 6 weeks for an hour apiece. They could work out 6 weeks worth of storylines and have everyone rotate through the shows and make it fresh every week. But when it's 2 hours, they just drag out whatever they can get to fill time.
Exactly. So
it's like the amount of belts they have on there doesn't help either. But why the hell is the NXT UK Championship being shown on there so much? Why is the Cruiserweight Championship now there? If you take away that one, you've got 5 belts.
I know you're from UK, and UK fans are awesome, man. They always were awesome. But why does NXT UK exist?
To keep the UK indie scene the bear of WWE. So simple as that. They want to control the UK independent scene.
That show is horrible.
It's shit. It's absolutely awful. I've tried to watch it. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Man, I remember when that started. Each and every one of us was watching that stuff for the first month or something, and I think you were streaming as well, right?
Yeah, I streamed a couple of the NXT UK, and then it got me copyrighted by Walter's theme.
Well, there you go. You know, it's not even worth watching.
It really is now.
So, what would you change with NXT? That's the big question.
It needs to go back to an hour to start with.
It needs to go back to an hour. I agree. What do you think about top stars and champions?
It needs a complete shake. Leave Keith Lee alone, of course.
Keith Lee is awesome.
But obviously, Adam Cole's got stale as a champion and as a faction now.
I agree. And they should have ended that months ago. And, remember back in September, October, when there was a report where he's going to beat everyone and everyone was thought that's a joke? Well, you're welcome, because unfortunately he beat everyone in NXT. There is nobody else.
No.
So, I'll be honest with you. I did thought that report is not 100% sure, and I thought to myself, there is no way he's going to beat everyone. Because who's he going to face? And there is only one person who can take the belt off of him, and it's not Velvet and Dream, it's Karrion Kross, aka Killer Kross.
Yeah, we're just going to refer to him as Killer Cross from now on, because that name does not exist and it sounds stupid.
I agree with you. Velvet and Dream, what the hell happened to him?
I don't know, I think he got overexposed, like half the talents do, unfortunately.
Undisputed Era, what the hell is happening with them? Okay, cool, but O'Reilly, Fish, Strong, they're just Cole's,
lackeys.
Lackeys, exactly. They're not even tag team champions or anything anymore. And yeah, man, like, it's sad to see. And every time they're cutting a promo, it's going to end with "That's undisputed." Like, change something. Just change something about NXT in general.
I would just split O'Reilly and Fish off as a separate tag team and have Roderick Strong feud with Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. Eventually giving it to Roderick Strong.
I would do that. That would be more entertaining than having any other feud, in NXT
exactly.
right now.
And then, when Adam Cole's contract expires in August/September, I'm expecting him to leave.
A lot of people think Vince is going to throw money on him, and he will throw money, but I don't think, when you look at the Cole, I don't think he's the guy who cares about money. I think he's the guy who cares about his girl and the guy who cares about his friends and just being happy in general. And that's going to play a big part.
Exactly, and obviously a lot of his friends are over in AEW.
Yeah, and easier scheduling in AEW. You don't have 100 NXT house shows, a month and stuff.
No, it's literally, you work, what is it, every Dynamite, which is 52, and then it's like 5 pay-per-views. It's like 57 dates.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has Twitch. The guy is a huge gamer. So, from his perspective, he's going to his girl, he's going to his friends, and he knows he's going to be safe in AEW. He knows he's going to have a great schedule, and at the same time, he knows that he's going to have free time to chill out when he's home. So, it's a win for him,
Exactly. So, I think he would be a perfect fit. I could definitely seeing Adam Cole come in and immediately winning the TNT title. I won't push him to the main event straight away.
But he will a champion. He'll be a champion, no question about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There is only one issue with all this.
What?
If he leaves, Triple H and Shawn are gonna look at him, and they're gonna say to him, "Oh man, you're the longest champion full time. We gave you that run, and you stabbed us in the back, basically." So that may be the only issue.
And he could just say, "It's business, mate."
It's business, but how do you think he's gonna get treated if he comes back in 5-6 years? That's the thing.
Triple H doesn't tend to hold grudges, so I hope.
Well, you're right about that.
Triple H is a pretty chill guy most of the time.
Yeah. So we'll see where this is. We'll see what's going to happen. Whatever decisions he makes, there is no question about that. The guy's a star, and I do think, whatever people may say, Vince likes him. I do think Vince likes him, and his NXT reign shows that. No matter what you think. Yeah.
And also, when did the women's division in NXT get so boring?
I'm sorry, mate. I don't even know who they have in the division. I'm kidding. They have Io Shirai. Who else?
Rhea
who else is there?
Ripley, and that's about the only 2 people that are actually.
Charlotte Flair. Yeah.
Put her in brackets division. She barely shows up.
Okay, so
somebody else.
Speaking of Charlotte and speaking of exposure, god damn it, that's overexposure. Too much. She's overexposed.
She's not everywhere, for God's sake.
Everywhere. I don't wanna see Charlotte anymore. In the meaning on TV. Some people might think, "Oh my god, how is it?" Well, she's overexposed. Like, she really is. She
needs to drop whenever you turn and disappear for a little bit.
I have a question. Like, why was she fighting for that number 1 contenders in Raw? That doesn't make sense.
No.
Well, because her name is Flair. That's why.
Personally, I think they should just do an injury angle at the end of this NXT in your house and write her off all TV for a couple of months. And when she comes back, people will be happy to see her.
Yeah. And
she needs a break.
She needs a break, but Don't get me wrong.
Sorry,
She's a great
we
wrestler.
need a break from her.
But she's a great wrestler. You know.
I mean, she's a great wrestler, but if you had to see Adam Cole 5 times a week, you'd get pissed off. If I had to see anybody multiple times a week on every show, it grinds on you every week.
Well, that's how they killed Rude. That's how they killed Shinsuke Nakamura. They were overexposed. You know, when they were in NXT, they were only they were there in every 2 weeks. They weren't there every week because those characters can't work every week, and that's exactly what they do. But WWE doesn't care.
No, they do not. Unfortunately, they do not care. Now, shall we address this in your house and give us some slight predictions for it?
Sure. What matches do we have?
We have Tommaso Ciampa versus Killer Cross.
No question, Killer Cross is winning.
Definitely Killer Cross. It'll be a great big first win for the guy. Do we think in the next match is Charlotte going to drop the NXT title to Io Shirai or Rhea Ripley?
The only reason I feel like Rhea Ripley or Io Shirai and someone's going to take a pin and it's not going to be Charlotte. That's how I feel, and I think you can agree with that. Someone's going to.
I think Io Shirai will pin Rhea Ripley, leading to a Rhea Ripley Io Shirai feud going all the way up.
Yeah.
To like
because I feel like Rhea Ripley is going to turn heel and Io Shirai babyface.
It could definitely happen. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest.
I wish we would be getting a demon, though. Yeah. You know? I wish we'd be, but that's just a wish. So, yeah, Finn Balor. Actually, no. This match may end in DQ or Damian Priest. I don't know because I feel like they may go with Damian Priest to beat Balor just for Balor to bring up the demon for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely.
Be. I'm gonna go with Damian Priest.
The last chance match for the NXT title between Dream and Cole. If Dream loses, he can no longer challenge for the NXT Championship while Cole is still champion.
Okay, Velveteen Dream wins. Dexter Lumis is gonna be involved, and the Undisputed Era is gonna be involved. The Undisputed Era is mistakenly going to cost Cole the match. Dream is going to pick up a win with the elbow.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. I'm going Dream.
Yep, I'm going Dream as well.
And Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship.
Johnny Gargano, unfortunately. Because I can see him and Candice's heels just bricks.
Yeah, definitely. Candice is going to Gargano. I could see Keith getting screwed out of the title.
In the same time, I can see Candice trying to interfere, and I can see Mia Yim coming in and, fighting off Candice and Keith Lee retaining. So it can go any way, but I'm going to go with Gargano.
Yeah, definitely going with Gargano. But if Mia Yim gets involved with Candice, we could definitely set up for like a mixed tag match. Keith Lee and Mia Yim versus Gargano and Candice.
Yeah. So, what do you think are going to be the new feuds coming out of this? Do you think we're going to get something with a Keith Lee and Mia Yim? Do you think that's going to be for the future? Did they want to do a mixed tag team match or something?
I definitely think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Dream? Where is he going to go after this?
I think he'll win the title and move up.
Okay, so Charlotte, what about her?
A cheer of 0 people in the crowd.
Yeah, what about Charlotte?
She's going to piss off back to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, and Tommaso Ciampa. I don't know what that guy has to do in NXT anymore.
Absolutely nothing.
Yep, that's it.
Did you hear about Matt Riddle might be moving up to SmackDown?
He may actually make a debut tomorrow, from what I'm hearing.
Ooh.
So
you can't deny how over Matt Riddle is. You really can't deny it.
No.
People love Matt Riddle.
No. Okay, if they manage to screw up Matt Riddle, which
they will.
They're actually 75%. In 2 months, there is no hope, dude, for the future of this company.
Just book him versus Goldberg, for God's sake. Everyone wants to see it.
Yeah, but they should not do that immediately. It's very easy to book Matt Riddle, have Matt Riddle come in and beat Braun Strowman. That's all you need to do.
Exactly. Matt Riddle should be a Universal Champion. The guy is damn talented and over as fuck.
Yeah, who is the IC champion right now?
Nobody. Sami Zayn got stripped of it.
Okay,
they're doing a tournament for it.
Yeah, I may see Matt Riddle in that tournament, actually, in some way. Getting in somehow.
Ooh, that could definitely happen.
Because IC title needs a prestige. It doesn't have the prestige that it had back in the day. I don't know, that title was main event in WrestleMania before, you know.
Nakamura and Sami Zayn just killed the prestige off it.
Yeah, so here is... I know we think Matt Riddle is a main event guy, but hear me out, please. Have Matt Riddle win the IC title and have him hold that belt for a year, dude.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Now, we're still on the subject of WWE. Let's move on to, in big quotations, Rey Mysterio's retirement.
Yeah, retirement hosted by Seth Rollins.
Well, the rumour mill is saying Dominic will be there, which is kind of a given already. But
Yeah.
the rumour mill saying that he is going to turn on his dad and join Seth Rollins, which I think would be amazing.
I do think that would be amazing as well.
Because Rey Mysterio has always said he wants to wrestle with or against his son.
Yeah. But me, as someone who is analyzing this stuff, you know, this is something casual fans don't care. But if they say on social media, Seth Rollins is going to host Rey Mysterio's ceremony, that basically makes it predictable that he's not going to retire. So it doesn't make sense, you know, in my opinion.
It's going to be a good segment. I don't think that Mysterio is going to retire.
No. By the way, Seth Rollins, he started great as a heel. He's still good, but god damn it, WWE really kills everything.
He has turned it around in the last couple of weeks, so I give him that. He started to make the character more interesting again. Which, maybe Rey Mysterio's sacrifice was needed to make Seth Rollins actually entertaining.
By the way, what the fuck is going on with that Seth Rollins theme song? Oh my god.
It sounds better than what his other one was. I got sick of Burn It Down. What else WWE have we had? We've talked about Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio. We briefly discussed Raw.
Raw. Yeah, Raw.
I can't think of much more to discuss regarding WWE.
So, this is just a question for you. What does WWE stands for?
World Wrestling Entertainment.
Oh, I thought Worst Wrestling Entertainment. Never mind.
Nah. Okay, yeah. Shall we move on to AEW? Because we have a lot to discuss regarding AEW. Oh, no. One last WWE thing. Nia Jax injured Kairi Sane on this upcoming Raw.
She's an unsafe worker. And that's all I'm gonna say, because if I say something else, I don't want to say anything.
No.
She's a safe worker. We can all agree with that. It's not the first thing that, you know, something like that happened when it comes to Nia Jax.
No, this is multiple people. I mean, we saw her Kairi Sane spot where she bounced she did like a really bad version of the Booker Bomb, bouncing her head, snapping her head right back on that turnbuckle. That was a dangerous spot and could have easily given Kairi Sane whiplash.
Yeah. So
the injury, which we will not see on this week's Monday Night Raw because it will be edited out because it's a pre-tape show. Nia Jax sent her into the steps and Kairi Sane's head bounced off the corner of the steps, cutting her open.
Yeah. Matt, I gotta be honest with you. I feel sorry. I feel bad for Kairi Sane. She seems like a nice girl, and she first got screwed by WWE.
Before WWE.
She's an amazing wrestler. Yeah, she got screwed in the WWE on the main roster, and now this is not the first time, if you remember, that she got injured.
No.
So I think she deserves that title very soon. Have Kairi Sane and Asuka feud, please.
That would be very good. I will tell you now, Nia Jax is not winning the Raw Women's Championship at Backlash.
But what if she wins?
She won't.
I'm just saying, how would you react to that?
Current plans for Vince are after this feud, Asuka's going to go on to feud with Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam.
Okay, let me correct you. Current plans for Vince are for Vince to kill the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll actually be fine with that feud, with Shayna Baszler and Asuka. So.
Yeah, I mean, Becky being a mother is amazing as well. Congratulations to Becky, as I've already said.
Yeah, just for the love of God, stop saying every single time, every week, that Becky's the mother. Okay, we understand. Okay, it happened once a week. You get what I'm saying? Like, they come out every week saying Becky's the mother, and then Asuka starts yelling Becky, Becky, Becky. I'm sorry, how can I take this woman seriously? Like, I understand, but at the same time, it's cringe.
Did you know Asuka's reaction to Becky telling her she was pregnant was genuine?
Yeah, I did, but I'm talking for last week.
Oh yeah, that was
started yelling Becky for no reason. Yeah.
God damn, women's division. I still don't get the statement that Nia said to Asuka is, Becky handed you the championship. No. Becky revealed that the Money in the Bank ladder match was for the championship. Therefore, Asuka won the championship by winning the ladder match.
Speaking of them, nothing ever makes sense, so are you really surprised that you heard that? Come on.
No. Do you know who did the Money in the Bank ladder match style match better? AEW.
Oh, it was incredible.
Their match at Double or Nothing was absolutely fantastic.
It was sick.
Brian Cage's debut was fantastic.
Come on, the guy murdered everyone.
Yeah, he did. And then he murdered somebody on this week's Dynamite as well.
Yeah.
You know what I do like about the fact that he won the ladder match, though? Is they told us when the title match is. It wasn't... they didn't make it a Money in the Bank style match. They made it a... You win the match, you get a championship match. It was a number one contenders title match.
I like that.
It wasn't a... People are like, oh, it's a Money in the Bank rip-off. It's like, well, no. It's a number one contenders ladder match. It's like, the Money in the Bank stole the concept of every other ladder match ever. To say that they're stealing WWE's idea is a bit ridiculous. Because it's not WWE's idea. They didn't invent the ladder match.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're right. We're going to talk about the AEW a little bit, though.
Oh,
because there's nothing else. Yeah.
Obviously, we had that amazing... John Moxley's been great as champion.
Amazing.
I mean, I'm predicting that Killer Cross... Brian Cage may take the championship. It's going to be in July. Moxley's reign since, like, the last pay-per-view.
But keep in mind that All Out is in August, so...
September the 5th for All Out.
August 31st. September for us.
No,
August
they
for
confirmed the
US.
date, September 5th.
Seriously?
Yeah, remember, it's the first Sunday in September. Which is
September 5th. Yeah, I was watching
for
2019. Last year it was on August 31st.
First is Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first Saturday in September to mark the anniversary of when they did All In.
Yeah, I think... Do you see Brian Cage winning in July and then dropping the belt?
No. I don't think he'll drop the belt immediately.
So... I gotta be honest then. I don't see Brian Cage winning immediately.
Maybe a screwy finish. Then again, Did you know this week's AEW Dark was the first time they had a count-out finish?
Yep, I knew that.
They've had precisely 3 dodgy finishes since they've started AEW.
Tell me how many finishes WWE had like that.
Like once every week.
Oh, I'm sorry, you can't count.
Obviously, and the count-out was on AEW Dark. It was more to progress a thing between Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler, so it was kind of... It wasn't an important count-out loss. It was kind of just a... We need to continue this feud thing that they're having to try and one-up each other to try and get a first win. So it works in the context of the story. It wasn't just thrown in there for the sake of it.
But you see, I like what AEW is doing with AEW Dark. AEW Dark means something. It's not just like a WWE main event. Oh, we're not doing anything. It means something, no matter if it's a minor show or major show. You know, it still progresses that storyline going forward. So
yeah, they are very focused on story and continuity, as like the rating system proves.
Yeah, they're going to improve.
They do it smartly, because obviously, say Chris Jericho went and beat Peter Avalon, it's a win on his record, but it doesn't mean much. Whereas if he goes and pins Jon Moxley, that win means a lot more. They take into account the context of how the win was and who the win was against. So if Kip Sabian won by dodgy shenanigans, the win means slightly less. It's a good way to do it.
It is, and you're right. It's different when you pin someone, and it really is. But yeah, man, I really enjoy AEW the past few months.
Yeah, it's been very, very good. Obviously, Matt Hardy's come in and just been amazing, proving what WWE lost.
Yeah.
You have good champions. The TNT Open Challenge every week is going to be really entertaining to watch.
Oh, did you see? I don't want to name this person. I don't know who he is, but on Twitter. Oh, AEW is stealing ideas from WWE for Open Challenge.
Because WWE is the first wrestling company to do an open challenge for a title.
Yeah, so why nobody else can? Why does it mean because you're doing something that's stealing from someone else? It's not.
They're just taking a good idea and using it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've already been confirmed that is not the official design of the TNT Championship. The belt design has come out and said we've not had time to prepare the proper championship, so we've had to make this one as a replacement while the pandemic's going on. It's
not, but in my opinion, it's still better than a lot of WWE titles.
Oh yeah, granted, but the new belt, the proper belt will look better. It's just with the pandemic going on, I imagine it's been very hard to create a championship belt.
Yeah, so I gotta bring someone up. How do you feel about Britt Baker?
Oh, I like Britt Baker. Heel work's been amazing.
Oh my god, bro, she's incredible. Did you watch that promo last night?
Oh yeah. I love the wheelchair had a roll model on it. That was brilliant.
Dude, that was awesome.
She's out for 3 months. Sorry. 3 months.
Yeah, so I love, dude, when Tony was interviewing her, when she was doing that stuff, and he's, I don't know what he did, but he was standing in front of the papers that she had, when she was doing like a conspiracy, when she was like it's a conspiracy that they wanted her injured. Yeah. And he was standing in front of there, and she just told him it wasn't even in a microphone. It was next to the microphone, so it wasn't loud, but you can still hear it. It's like shut the fuck up. That was the reason I'm mentioning this. Those little details, in my opinion, mean a lot.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah, she's very good at doing it, being a heel. She didn't work very well as a babyface.
No,
to be honest.
But in my opinion, she's good anyways. I don't mind because she got better, dude. And
she's getting better.
When you're a dentist, when you're doing that much work, like you gotta have time for everything, and she's managing to do both, and I gotta give her a lot of respect for that.
Me too. And now let's talk about how refreshing it is to have decent tag team wrestling on at least one night of the week.
Oh, are we talking about Monday or Friday?
Of course not. I mean, AEW has treated tag team wrestling with a lot of damn respect. And I like it. I like tag team wrestling. I mean, come on, you've got the Bucks, you've got SCU, the Lucha Brothers, who are now known as Death Triangle with Pac when he can finally get back into the country. You've got Kip Sabian and Havoc now as a tag team, which is a pretty good tag team. You've now got FTR, also known as a Revival.
It's... Bro, I won't sit here and not say that I didn't a little bit mark out when they came out last night.
Oh, it was brilliant. Next AEW Tag Team Champions, they come.
Yep. Before they fight for titles, they should first have a match, one-on-one match with Young Bucks, and that doesn't need to be for titles.
They're definitely going against the Young Bucks.
That match tells it itself, They were building that for 2 years, so...
Yeah, they've been building this for a while, which we're all going to be having an amazing tag team match between those two.
And man, how does Scott Davison and Dash Wilder, or should I call him Cash and... Let's not just call him call him whatever you want. But how great they look, dude, coming out of WWE, and... Yeah. Like, it just shows you how much WWE kind of handcuffs everyone.
I'm also glad that they didn't do it on Dynamite. On Dynamite, not on the pay-per-view. Because this means...
Yeah, I'm glad as well.
Stuff can happen during the normal shows.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yep. It can, and we don't have that effect. We don't have that effect in WWE, where you really don't expect anything to happen in WWE,
No.
So, yeah.
I think... Did you see I saw one of the stupid internet comments. Obviously, they tried to go by the Revolt, which they got shot down by cease and desist because another tag team on the independent scene owns the name, which they didn't fact check. Someone's comment would just be like, fuck that other tag team, they're not relevant, just use the name anyway. And a lot of people responded be like, that's not how copyright works, dude. It's like me just deciding I'm going to be called Darby Allin on a wrestling show.
Yeah, or it's like we're gonna rename our podcast to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You get the
Jericho.
Point.
We're just gonna steal Talkie's Jericho.
No, or Joe Rogan experience,
Or just
whatever.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't matter how irrelevant the people are in your opinion. Copyright is copyright. If they own the right to it, they own the right to it. Speaking of rights, did you hear Cody now has the rights to Rhodes?
He does.
He won the right to Cody Rhodes.
I don't think he's going to use that name all the time.
No,
I think he's going to be known as Cody Rhodes.
To use it. His character is the American Nightmare Cody.
Yeah.
He's even said that he wants to use that, but his Twitter name is now Cody Rhodes. At Cody Rhodes.
Yep. Well, he should have always had the right for his last name. That's so stupid. So stupid what WWE did.
No, it's like WWE holding on to Ryback for $200,000. I mean, I'm not the biggest Ryback fan, but it's his fucking name.
Imagine if someone told Vince, "Oh, you can't have your last name, McMahon."
Yeah, it's stupid. WWE's very petty when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like blacklisting Vicky Guerrero because she showed up on Dynamite.
Exactly. Is there anything else about AEW, or should we mention some things that happened with, social media and whatever happened in the next few days?
end on the unfortunate, sad news. If anyone was not aware, we'll go with the less controversial story first.
Of course.
If no one was aware, which hopefully everybody is, Shad Gaspard, unfortunately, he passed away, I believe, last Sunday? The Sunday before? I mean,
yep.
this last couple of weeks have been a wild roller coaster ride for stuff. But yeah, he got washed away at sea, unfortunately.
Man, I gotta give some respect to that guy.
His last words
what he did.
were, "Save my son."
When it comes to your child, you're not thinking of yourself, and that's exactly what father would do. Save a child, And here's the thing, I don't know what to say, because it really is, he's a real life hero. You really can't take that away from him. The fact that his son is still living because of him, that he's still alive because of him.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate, but in the same time, much respect to him.
Yeah, Shad made the ultimate sacrifice for his child, which I can respect. May he rest in peace. I always liked Shad and JTG as
Crime time.
I mean, JTG even put out a few stuff about Shad. He was saying that first off he thought it was a joke by his wife when she rang him, and when he got to the beach he was hoping to get that big bear hug from behind when he got there. It's heartbreaking. Those two were just like brothers.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much it's affected JTG.
I just can't, when you're on the road with someone every day, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's hard.
It's very hard. Honestly, I just hope he rests in peace, you absolute legend, as JTG. I'm not looking forward to covering this little bit of tidbit. Another unfortunate and very unnecessary wrestler death was Hana Kimura, a Japanese wrestler who was bullied on social media for something that happened on a reality TV show, causing her to end her own life. Absolutely horrible.
Okay, let me tell you something. And I'll be honest with this. I myself, I was bullied in school. A lot of people were bullied.
Yeah.
Now with social media, and I'm speaking for elementary school. Now in social media, when you have social media, it's open for everyone to say what everyone wants to say, and it can hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
And that's the bad side of social media. It should be used for positive things, not for negative things. But unfortunately, that's never going to happen. So I can't imagine what she was going through. Again, it's a social media, but social media is affecting people's lives.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It really is. Man, she's my age. I'm 21. She's 22. That's horrible, bro. She's gone way too soon, man.
Way too soon.
She had a career in front of her, man.
She had a career, a life, everything in front of her, a future. I've seen pictures of what her wrists look like in the last couple of months. Absolutely devastating. Cut up to hell. Blood everywhere.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. But you see, when you're bullied face to face, that hurts. Now, when someone constantly bullies you over social media, and you don't know who that is, and you see them talking stuff about you, shit about you. If you're mentally a little bit, you know what I mean? If you got to that point where you're kinda, I don't know what to do, like I'm completely, bro, I don't even know what to say. In the meeting, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it's not just like it was one to her; it was thousands of people.
Exactly. So she just lost it, dude. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, which does
now. I'm gonna say to someone, like, if you're going through that stuff, talk with your friends, talk with your family. Like, don't hide it. That's the reason why things happen. Don't
There are
hide it because you can get
hotlines,
some help.
websites, everything you can go to if you need to reach out for help. There are people out there in the support industry that care for you, about you, and want you to do good and succeed. There are numbers. There are people to look out for you.
Exactly.
Never feel bad about reaching out for help. Everybody needs it sometimes. I'm not going to lie, this whole Hana Kimura thing has put me on a massive downer since it happened. I've not been in the greatest of spirits since it has happened. It has affected me. And I can admit that. Because it's a devastating thing. I really hope that she really does rest in peace and she can fly free.
But you, in the same time, think about she has a mother, she has a father, she has a family. How they feel, you know. So my thoughts are with her family, and my thoughts, of course, are with Crime Time and their families, and because they were like brothers, dude. They really were.
I mean, Jesus, God damn it, stupid social media. It was literally over a freaking slap on a reality TV show. A stupid slap on a reality TV show caused this situation for her. Fucking ridiculous.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I think that's it. I think we've covered everything to do with most stuff going on in wrestling today.
Speaking of social media, and I'm not going to go into this. So WWE promotes anti-bullying, right?
Yes, they do.
And then they have their stars go and bully others online.
Yes, they do. It's like, I mean, the Alexa Bliss comments regarding JD from NY were basic enough, just, I'm going to call you out for this ridiculous comment. But then you had Braun Strowman threaten him and Sonya Deville threaten him.
Yeah. Well,
and then
I'm going to say something that you don't know this. You don't know this. But finish. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Finish what you want.
Thousands of people just go on and give him and his family, they've dragged his family into this situation, death threats over one little comment about Alexa Bliss.
So, can I give you my opinion, because I actually watched JD for years. Jerry is a very good guy. His name is Jerry. I watched his Twitch, YouTube for years, man, since like every review that he did and stuff. And I gotta tell you something. He went through a lot of bullshit in his life, and I know that personally.
Yeah.
And he had past that was, I don't want to get personal, but he was going through a lot. And when you're going through a lot, like I gotta be honest, I went through a lot of things. And he was there always to entertain someone, to give his opinion and at the same time entertain others.
Yeah.
But, and man, I was going through a lot of tough time. And he helped me out. By listening to him, whenever I would turn his video, he would make me laugh. And, it's unfortunate that in this world, we can't say, even if, I'm not gonna pick sides, obviously, but you don't understand, like, they went too far with comments about Braun Strowman. Who the fuck is Braun Strowman? Yeah, he's a champion. The guy can't even wrestle like everyone else.
They need to get him off social media, because he's the one that was making fun and telling indie wrestlers when this pandemic started, go and get another job. And then, look at that, a couple of months later, he's upset because his friends have been released.
Exactly.
His comments came to bite him in the ass.
Exactly. And you see a lot of... It doesn't make sense. What's her name? Sonya Deville. First, a few days ago, she said, "Oh, don't bully people and blah 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 blah." Now she goes on social media when
I hope I find you.
Exactly. That's true, bro. The guy had. They were calling his family, bro. They were calling his family death threats and stuff, and he already went through a lot of things years ago. How do you think he feels? Yeah, he's gonna come out to the show, he's gonna laugh, and he's gonna say, yeah, I'm doing better, I'm gonna apologize, we're gonna continue. But deep down, when he goes to sleep, that fucking hurts, let me tell you that. And I'm not gonna sit here and defend WWE, because they should be the one who are promoting daunting bullying, and they're doing completely different.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's a
That's my opinion on
ridiculous
that.
situation. Now, I think this podcast must come to an end.
Hey, we had a good podcast, whatever.
Yes. Don't bully people. Love each
Don't
other.
bully
Stay safe with this whole pandemic. Thank you for joining me, Stefan.
And please, don't say stupid stuff on social media, please.
Exactly. Thank you and good night.